This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo here today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Pointe. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
Set to go at the par 4 first, and Frank, this is all you want in an opening hole.
Certainly is, visually as well. 90-degree dogleg left. There is a bunker down the end that'll sort of catch it if you hit it a little bit too strong, but you've got to get it to at least the corner of that dogleg if you want to have any chance of making birdie at the opening hole. Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
That's the equivalent of a 98-mile-per-hour fastball in baseball. This one just smoked 325 yards. Good-looking shot right here. That is classy.
Yeah, chance of going in.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Locked in on the read and the speed. One under early in the round. She has a birdie opportunity right here. In red figures at 1 under par. Now at the second here at Lighthouse Pointe, Frank, this is some tough par 3.
If you want to try and really break the hole down and be a purist here, Rich, you'd like to hit a little cut into this green, something that moves away from the water and the cliff back towards that bunker. That would be the perfect shot to hit, but such a difficult par 3. Anything on the green would be good here.
And this is looking really good. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
She's done it. She's made a birdie to take the score to 2 under par.
Second shot.
-2 for the day. Now the third hole here at Lighthouse Pointe, par 5, 566 yards.
There's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Like the looks of this one.
Oh yeah.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, through the years we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. No problems early, looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
-4 early. Well, here at the par 4 fourth, 411 yards, Frank, this is the kind of hole where you want to pull out the cell phone and maybe take a few pictures because the views are absolutely amazing.
And you also see why this golf course is called the Cliffs, that's for sure. Great vistas. This front nine completely lines the coast, so you're going to need to keep it fairly straight on this golf course. This hole in particular, though, the fairway is actually rather generous, so you do get a little bit of reprieve off the tee. And you really want to hit the fairway because that green is very tiny, Rich.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, how impressive is this performance so far?
You've got to tip your hat. Really, just play good from the first hole on. Rhythm's good. Hit a lot of good shots. Very smart, very smart decision making as well.
Superb shot.
That's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now the fifth hole, par 4, 481 yards.
Find the fairway, and it's a fairly generous one, and you should have a shot where you want a nice lofted one over that front bunker to land softly on the green. Ah, nice.
Looks good. I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Setting up for an approach shot here. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly.
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I get a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Starting to put something special together. 6 under par. Par 3 sixth is relatively short, 198 yards, Frank.
But this one, really, you've got to go airborne here. That bunker that protects the left side and front, you've got to carry that and get it to land soft so it doesn't skip through the back of the screen.
Moving a little bit to the right. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Eight is not enough. That is 8 under par with that birdie. He's putting for birdie now. In for birdie. Par 4 seventh, only 370 yards. Frank, decision to be made off that tee.
It is. I walked this hole, Rich, to the narrowest point of the fairway. It's 278 yards, and if you want to carry that left side, you're going to have to be strong 300 yards. So really, I don't know if driver's the play. Maybe even 3 wood's too much. You might have to throttle back even further. So the hole might be short. You just might get a little bit of a longer second shot than what the scorecard would normally allow you.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Frank, getting set for this approach shot. Our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
And it generates some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Chance to get it close here.
Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit.
If you're going to hit it down.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Moves to -8. 9 under for the round. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It's only 165 yards, Frank. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
This for birdie. And he has it for birdie. Just a couple of feet. Now to double figures under par. That's a good place to be. 10 under. Now to the par 5 9th. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach a par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So if you do the maths, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult three-shotter than what you were anticipating.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Oh, come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards. Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, in the changing weather conditions, players have so many different options, don't they? Some might like to play it high, others might want to play it a little lower and along the ground.
Really got to be on your toes today because of that, Rich, and really that's what separates the men from the boys, so to speak. You know that any mistake you make can obviously be magnified by the wind conditions, but conversely, it's a real good chance for skill to shine.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day. These putts keep the round together. Just an unbelievable round thus far, and 12 under on the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy. That was nuclear.
Appears to be tracking well. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Mark a birdie on the card. Continuing to putt with confidence. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards. And more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making drive or almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Second from an excellent lie. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. He has this putt for eagle. 15 under for the day. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Back here now at the 12th hole, par 4, 439 yards, Frank, to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left or right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways littered with bunkers. So not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt. right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that? That's an absolute beauty.
Setting up for an approach shot here.
Should be safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. And from the fairway for his second shot here. So a tester from 4 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So they'll tap in. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards. Par 5, it might should be a par 6 or a 7.
Well, I think a few people will make 6 or 7 here. You're right. This is a rarity in golf. 700 yards. So forget about any thought of even getting close to this par 5 and 2. Plus, just to add insult to injury, the 2 bunkers off the tee are perfectly placed. They're about 298 yards, smack bang in the middle of that. I doubt you can get past those, but you need a good drive, really, to try and leave yourself a short third shot.
I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. And now the second shot here at this par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
What an opportunity. A putt for eagle. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful putt. Now to par 3 14, over another body of water. Frank, you could make some big numbers on this golf course. I would think if you walk out of here today having shot under par, you have to be really happy.
Certainly is big boy golf playing around the cliffs at Lighthouse Pointe, Rich. And this is another example here at this beefy par 3, 240 yards. You can see Lake Zimmer protects the front of this green and to the right, and that's obviously where they get all their irrigation water from. But it's enough green left of the flag here. That's really what you've got to be looking at, that front left section.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
I like the looks of this one.
Second shot.
Drops it in for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And he takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
15th hole, and Frank, a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pot bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron into a green that really the only problem is if you go long.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. What a shot. Perfectly placed right next to the hole. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Time to make a move, the closing stretch here at number 16, par 3, 241 yards.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. It's at sneaky distance.
Continues to putt beautifully. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. 17th hole is another par 5 over 600 yards. You get a terrific view of Juniata Crossway Bridge just ahead. And Frank, if you jump over that bridge, you can get a dynamite lobster roll at Nielsen's Lobster Shack. I don't know if you've ever had it.
Oh,
but
it's one of the best.
It just adds to sort of the charm of this area. But what a hole this is.
S-shaped par 5. You can see it bending to the right off the tee, and then the hole starts to go the other way with magnificent view of the bridge you're just referring to. Reachable for the longest hitters, but once again, avoid the bunkers, and they're all down the right side.
Good contact, good result. Going with a lob wedge here. Good looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Right in the heart of the fairway. Green light special.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. And setting up here in the rough. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just sensational golf, and he finishes it off with an eagle. Just 5 feet left. Good putt. Frank, it's been quite a journey to this point, but here we are, the 18th hole at Lighthouse Point.
It looks like a dogleg left, or it should play like a dogleg left. You might stand on that tee and think that you can take the direct line.
You can't get there from here, can you?
Good old Maine terminology there. So the goal really is to somehow find that fairway down the right. And, of course, it all depends on how far you fly that tee shot on the line you take. From there on in, just a short iron and maybe a chance to get another birdie and finish with a smile on your face.
That is a golf swing you want to copy right there. Just beautiful. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. She has a birdie opportunity right here. Has it. Good putt right there. Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.